You guys, we need to talk about James Charles because he has been exposed. Kayla, Malec, and Jacob Sartorius were talking about James Charles and everything that's been said about him by Ethan Rhett, who we talked about last week. They actually spoke with Ethan, and Kayla has been speaking out on TikTok, trying to bring light to this situation and Ethan's story. We are going to get into everything that has been said. Last week, the serious allegations made against James Charles by Ethan back in 2020 were brought to light again. At the time, Ethan, who was only 14, claimed James had initiated inappropriate conversations after adding him on Snapchat, even after allegedly being informed of his age. Although some question the validity of Ethan's claims due to limited proof and deleted message screenshots, he recently returned online at 20 years old, determined to tell his story with proof. He was sick of not being believed, and so he wanted to speak out now that he was 20, bring those receipts. He was sharing proof that he had spoken to lawyers at the time, and he really wanted to prove to people that he had talked to James Charles at this time. Ethan made it known that his motive wasn't financial, even stating he declined pursuing a potential settlement because for him, it was never about money. And this week, Kayla, Malec, and Jacob Sartorius were bringing to light the accusations against James. Kayla and Jacob interviewed Ethan on their podcast, and after Kayla took to TikTok to tell people that these conversations between James and Ethan were real, saying that it happened. And this isn't a did it happen situation, it happened.
So this isn't like a did he do it, did this happen? No, it did. It did. We just talked to Ethan, who is currently sharing about what did to him when he was 14. And, it happened. Like, this isn't, like, some rumor. This isn't, like, I don't know. It's, like, this isn't some, like, did he do it, though? Like, he did. Like, there's, like, proof of them talking. So, yeah, just in case anybody was wondering. It's just not... Did he do it? Yeah, no, he did. So, yeah. I would highly encourage listening to Ethan's story. And we also interviewed him on the podcast. And he showed some really disturbing shit, so.
When they sat down with Ethan, they were asking him about what he's talked about. And he opened up about getting in contact with James and how he said it went from James seeing one of his videos to later James wanting to move their conversations to Snapchat.
So I was doing TikTok. I had one video that was popping off doing super well. And I guess that video reached his page. He liked that video and commented on it. And then he liked a lot of other videos. So I guess I would see, his name. But after that, we got in touch and we were communicating on social media. And then from there, it went from Snapchat.
He DM'd you from there onto TikTok?
Yes. Yeah. It was through Instagram. We started talking through Instagram, but we found each other on TikTok.
Ethan later shared that James knew his age and he was talking to him about how he was literally in high school.
And you were 14?
I was 14.
And how old was James at the time?
I think 21, maybe 20, 21.
Damn.
Your age within those first initial messages?
Yes. Not the first initial.
Mm-hmm.
We were going through a whole conversation first. And then that's when we got into my age. I told him I was still in high school and just started high school and everything else. And then my age, I didn't necessarily say I was 14 in high school. And then that's when on through via Snap, that's when we started talking about how old I really was.
Ethan says James knew that Ethan wanted to make a video with him and use that as leverage, basically using his fame power to try and ask of things from Ethan.
Using he knew he knew what my intentions were with him, because I could have made a video with him or something. That was my whole idea. That was my whole plan. And so he was kind of using that to his advantage.
Yeah, he was using the power and fame that he had to get something out of you, because obviously as a teenager in high school, when there's somebody that is so big and influential that is texting you, it's you feel special. and then it's so easy for them to take advantage of that, and like he knows what he was doing.
Yeah.
Jacob later called out the fact that James's content is catered to kids.
Yeah, I think another thing that's really rubs me the wrong way is that he makes content for kids. Like his content is fully geared towards kids. Like, oh, I'm gonna taste test this drink from Starbucks, or like playing with slime, or things like that are more watched by younger people.
Yeah.
And then he's almost going for that demographic.
To be fair, I haven't seen these slime videos, but I do believe that James's audience does skew on the younger side. I mean, when he's playing just to impress multiple times on his channel, I know he is trying to lean into this younger audience. I know he likes video games and things like that. It's how he got to start before he did makeup videos, but I just feel like the way that James edits his videos, thumbnails, the colors, everything things he posts on TikTok, he knows he is garnering a younger audience. Even though I know he posts videos where he drinks, where he smokes, I get it. I know that those videos are not for kids, but I do feel like the way that the videos are edited and things like that, younger audiences are drawn to click on his stuff or stay watching it if they scroll and land on his videos. And it seems Jacob was feeling that same way. After Kayla and Jacob ended the call with Ethan, Kayla went off since she was calling out James a couple months ago, and people tried to tell her that she was dragging it. And she wanted to tell all those people, F you, because after hearing Ethan's story, they just don't get how anyone can defend James, because it was clear to them that he has a pattern of finding people in social media, then befriending them and talking to them on Snapchat.
What the actual is wrong with this dude? James Charles, you are the worst person. And everybody who said, you're dragging it, you don't know what the you're talking about. You, because, oh my God, there were people like this in the real world struggling, and your comments sitting here this pet is doing nothing but scaring people like this from coming out with their true stories. And we called it was still happening.
Kayla then goes on to say that with her ex Evan, when James was talking to him, he was moving in a very similar manner from when he was talking to Ethan, and revealed that James actually commented on her ex Evan's video before when he was 16.
And my experience, although not comparing it to this at all, I feel so off for Ethan and anybody who went through something like that, especially as a minor. But the actions that he did with Evan is literally, which we talked about, is exactly what he was doing 6 years ago with minors. Exactly the same. Went from TikTok, and also, don't know if I shared this before.
It does all line up.
It does.
With what you said.
Everything. And I don't know if I've ever shared this before, but James did comment on Evan's video when he was 16 years old.
Really?
Yes, and that's why it was like very full circle of all of this for this is a repeating pattern.
It's so insane.
The two of them were just mind blown, and Kayla was wondering how James was still around online even after all of this. And Kayla calls out that James filters his comment section and makes videos that gain him a younger audience. So he gets away with all of this, essentially.
When James gets canceled, he will filter his comments. I promise you right now, if you go on
You can't
James...
find it under like his recent
No,
posts.
you go on his recent post, you'll see a few comments, you'll recheck, they're f***ing gone, okay? There's no comments. This video that Ethan made coming out about his story has over 10 million views. You look up James Charles and his video comes up. You go on James Charles' account, all the comments are filtered. He also buys comments. Like we said, like we proved on episode 4, that he will buy comments to persuade the public of a different opinion, which is what happened with me. And then guess what he does? He downgrades his audience. So right after the whole Evan thing happened, guess what he did? He started making Disney World videos, taste testing food in Disney World, because he digresses to a younger audience who doesn't understand the severity of what he's doing.
Jacob even says that he can't believe that James's parents still talk to him, which is interesting because at a point in time, his own brother was not speaking to him. And James admitted that in an interview himself. I don't know why he ever admitted that. I think he was just trying to get some sympathy there. But everyone instead was like, oh, your own brother wasn't even speaking to you? Like, that is very alarming. Since then, though, he has had Christmases where his brother was there and they were posing for pictures together, smiling. So I think everything was better with them. At least they were on talking terms enough to have a family Christmas together. But either way, Jacob feels like they shouldn't associate. His family should not be associated with him.
It's almost like, I just can't believe that his parents still talk to him. Like, not in like, I'm not trying to be like that guy, but how can his family still see the good in him?
Because what I think he does is how he lies to the internet is how he lies to his family. I mean,
but they must know that there's real evidence. Like, Ethan's posted, and maybe we could pull it up on the computer. He posted a clip of James Snapchatting him. It's factual that they snapped.
James has not acknowledged any of this happening online as of right now. And like they said, he has blocked any comments about this. I feel like James has gotten away with this for so long that he feels like he is untouchable in this area and will constantly just be saying that these people lied about their ages. I didn't know, but it's like you were using social media as a dating app, and it was just so wrong. Like, why were you doing that and always going after people that looked young? Like, even if you claim you thought that they were of age, it's like, why are we even having to play this guessing game like you are a famous person? Why would you ever want to put your reputation on the line by even risking someone being not 18 up? It's weird. It's gross. It's happened way too many times over and over again that James' romantic interests get him in trouble. But I feel like at this point, he feels he's untouchable. And that's just that. But seeing Kayla and Jacob stand on business and call him out has been good, because I feel like people with these huge platforms just haven't been doing that lately. I know Tana's spoken out about Jacob, but that's really been it. And they were even calling out the fact that news articles were not being written about James, and no one's been talking about Ethan coming out with his story, and it was just mind-blowing to them. But I just feel like it's one of those things that we've heard about James for so long that not everyone is taking it as seriously as it should be, but it is a very serious thing, and James definitely feels like he can get away with it. But I want to know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.